Hello, how is everyone? My name is Heather Lee, and I am here to talk a little bit about the study of sex and the anatomy of your sex organs with you. Let's start off with what is sex? Does anyone really know what sex is? Sex refers to sexual activity. The word sex can mean different things. It can be a feeling, it can be experiences or desires. It is referred to when describing a gender. All of these things can mean something different when using this word. According to the book Human Sexuality by William L. Yarder and Barbara Seiler, human sexuality refers to the ways in which we experience and express ourselves as sexual beings. What we describe ourselves as, female or male, plays a huge role in our sexuality day in and day out. We know all of this because there are people in the world that study sex. These people are called sexologists. Sexologists study people and their behaviors along with their sexual interests and their functions. Because years ago, sex was not something people would talk about, there is little research on this matter. Different sex practices and the way people would view sex depends on where they live in the world and how influenced the different cultures may be. In the United States, there is research being done to help us understand all of these things, but that comes along with many ethical issues. Because in many other fields of studies, you can practice what you're studying with animals or different objects, the study of sex is different because it would require humans having sexual intercourse and or being able to connect with people and participation with their sexual emotions. This approach would concern many people in the world as it may cross different boundaries. When studying sex and the behaviors and functions, they may work alongside other fields of study to help them understand the human body and how it works. There is experimental research that may include the sexologist observing individuals having intercourse. But this would all be volunteered work with a signed consent, and the individual can stop participating at any time. Like many other fields of study, sexologists also use surveys that may include questionnaires and or interviews. But this information can be minimized and not always accurate. Another form of research can be done by observation research, which is a method by which a researcher would study a person's behavior without trying to manipulate it. There is also participant observation, which is when a researcher would try and participate in the person's behavior. This research method may not be the best practice because it is believed that by participating in the activity itself, it may influence the research differently. When and if you ever decide to research sex, make sure you are receiving the information from a credible source. There are many magazines, articles, and websites with information that can influence an individual and may not have accurate information. Although the study of sex is still emerging, there are some widely known cited work from history that we still apply to today. One is the Master and Johnson 4-phase model of sexual response. The Master and Johnson's 4-phase sexual response describes the changes and patterns that take place in the body during sexual arousal. These experiences change according to the individual's body response. The 4-phase model include excitement, plateau, orgasm, and resolution. According to the book Human Sexuality and the website soc.ucsb.edu, the 4 phases include the excitement phase, which is the beginning of the arousal stage. This phase can happen with a partner or during masturbation with or without a partner. In men, this phase would include blood flow to the penis, which would produce an erection and the scrotum will tighten. In women, the vagina will start to lubricate and the labia majora begins to swell and separate. In both men and women, they may experience muscle contraction and the breasts may slightly enlarge and nipples may become erect. The plateau phase typically lasts a few seconds to a few minutes. In this phase, sexual tensions start to level off. In men, the testes and penis head may swell, and the testes start to withdraw into the scrotum. In women, lubrication may start to slow down, and the clitoris may pull back. Both men and women may experience tension, heavy breathing, and an increased heart rate. In phase 3, the orgasm phase, this phase may resemble some of the other similar body reactions. The orgasm phase causes muscles to involuntarily contract. This may affect the whole body. In women, this definitely affects the uterus and outer vagina. In men, there are contractions that will carry out semen, ending with the explosion of ejaculation. The fourth and final phase is the resolution phase. In this phase, the body will slowly return to its original unexcited state. In some women, it may take several orgasms to get to this stage. Although there can be many things that could affect this from being completely accurate, this is the model that can reflect most individuals and their sexual response. Now that we have educated ourselves on how the study of sex works, along with the body's natural response system to sex, let's learn a little bit about the anatomy of a female and male. I am providing you with information I have received from the book Human Sexuality by William L. Yarder and Barbara W. Said, along with information from medlineplus.gov. For men and women, sexual organs are called genitals. Genitals are sex organs that in many cases work together for sexual reproduction. Let's talk a little bit about the female sex organs. The vulva, mons pubis, clitoris, and the labia majora are all parts of the exterior structure of the female genitals. The vulva can come in many different shapes, colors, and sizes. The vulva is commonly mistaken for the vagina. The clitoris has many sensory nerves in it. Its main function is to help with arousal. The shaft of the clitoris is an internal and exterior structure, and the clitoris is located at the anterior end of the vulva. By this time in your life, most of you have encountered mons pubis. This is the area that covers the pubic bone and is made of fatty tissue, and at some point will be covered with pubic hair. If you have not encountered this yet, you will most likely in the future. Below and between that lies the labia majora, which are the two outer folds that resemble lips and enclose the vagina entrance. The labia majora meet above the clitoris to form the clitoral hood. Some other structures may include the breast, which is made up of fatty tissue and may provide lactation or milk for their offspring. Here we will describe some of the internal structures of female genitals. This would include the vagina, the cervix, the uterus, the ovaries, and the fallopian tubes. The vagina plays a significant role in the production of lubrication, which helps with reproduction and sexual excitement. This lubrication can also help prevent small tears in the vaginal walls when having intercourse, and is the birth canal for when an infant is born. The cervix is in the lower end of the uterus and allows blood to flow through during individual's menstrual cycle. The cervix also will help with the pass of a baby through the vagina. The ovaries are necessary for reproduction and are located on each side of the uterus. Every female's body is unique and plays a vital part in a woman's sexual health. The woman's sex organs make it possible to have a baby, along with the production of hormones in the process of young girls maturing into women. Sex organs also make sex and sexual pleasures possible. Okay, so now that we have talked about women's sex organs, we have learned a lot about the internal and external functions of the female anatomy. What about the male anatomy? Although it may seem like a simple structure, all of these parts play an important role in the sexual activity in the reproductive system. Let's start with talking about the external structure of male sex organs. On the external structure of a male, this would include the penis and the scrotum. The penis has 3 parts to it. The root, which is attached to the penis at the pelvic cavity. The shaft, which is the body of the penis and hangs free. And the tip of the penis, which may be referred to as the head of the penis. This also has the gland penis and the urethral opening, which is the small hole at the tip of the penis. The urethral opening allows urine and semen to pass through. The scrotum is a pouch of skin that holds the testicles, and the scrotum plays an important role in the protection of the testes and protects the testes from temperature change. On the internal structure of the male's organs, you will find the testicles, the seminiferous tubules, the epididymis, the vas deferens, the ejaculatory ducts, the seminal vesicles, the prostate glands, and the Cowper's glands. I am sure most of you have heard about testicles. The testes play a huge role in the production of sperm and the production of hormones. These can also be referred to as the reproduction glands. Within the scrotum and on each testicle, there's tiny compressed tubes called seminiferous tubules. There are around 1,000 tubes in each testicle. Inside of these tubes are spermatogenesis, which is the production of sperm. The epididymis and the vas deferens work together to carry sperm from the testes to the urethral, and from there to the ejaculatory duct for the final ejaculation. Seminal vesicles also play a role in the process of ejaculation by providing some fluids that make some components of semen. The prostate gland is right in front of the rectum and produces 30 to 35% of fluid in the ejaculatory process of semen. The gland can cause many health concerns, relatively minor or pretty major health issues. Just below the prostate gland is the Cowper's gland. These glands are connected to the urethral by tiny ducts. These glands secrete a thick, clear mucus prior to ejaculation. This fluid may appear at the top of the penis, and it discharges an alkaline that helps to make the environment more hospitable. Although we talk about cowpers as if it is just a fluid, many of you may not know that this fluid is capable of carrying semen in it, and it can cause a woman to become pregnant even before ejaculation. Some other structures that can affect a male in the reproduction is testosterone. Testosterone is a steroid hormone made from cholesterol. This hormone may cause growth in the penis and other parts of the body. This may help start to show maturity. These are only a few structures of sex organs. There are many other major responses that could affect the body in its reaction to sexual activity. Whether you believe that intercourse is for sexual pleasure or for reproduction, make sure that you are taking care of your health and protecting yourself from harmful diseases and things that may affect your emotional and physical state. Thank you for letting me talk to you about and educate you on these different topics. I appreciate everybody. Thanks. Bye.